Yes, and officials around the world gathered last Sunday in San Remo, Italy, for a special event entitled Celebrate Israel, organized by the European Coalition for Israel, a non-political organization that supports Israel. I24NEWS reporter Shapira went there to hear what they had to say.
San Remo, Italy, 1920. World leaders gathered here and approved the Balfour Declaration, which envisioned Israel as a home for the Jewish people. 94 years later, with borders between Israel and the Palestinian territories still under negotiations, officials from around the world are here to celebrate Israel.
There are then those in the middle who say, well, you know, we have to tolerate the Jewish people, the state. We don't think tolerance is good enough. We say, well, why should we only tolerate? We should celebrate.
After World War I, 4 of the Allied countries that won the war, Italy, France, the UK and Japan, took part in the San Remo conference that mainly dealt with the Sykes-Picot Agreement to set the borders of the Middle East. One of the main topics here was the Balfour Declaration, a paper from 1917 that became the first major success of the Zionist movement towards an independent state for the Jewish people.
The world has decided to do the right thing. In a very special moment, they decided to do the right thing, which usually they always prefer not to do.
Almost a century after the San Remo conference, the existence of Israel as a Jewish state is not something to be taken for granted. Perhaps this is why the European Coalition for Israel, a non-political organization that includes mostly Christians, insists on marking this day and on making it an annual event.
In a time where we are more eager to see the division and the differences and what is going wrong, we should remember what is right between us.
I've changed my schedule to be here because I realize that it gives me time to reflect back and set a memorial on something good that happened for Israel.
The city of San Remo on the Italian Riviera is best known for its beaches, its famous casino, and of course the music festival that entering its 63rd year. The ECI members hope that people will also identify the city with one of the most significant events in Jewish history. Their next stop will be the UN, where ECI Director Thomas Sandel and his colleagues are set to present their conclusions.
I think if we want to reach peace, we need to know what the facts are, and that's what we're trying to rediscover here today.
The members of the ECI are celebrating the existence of Israel, while still others question and mourn it. 65 years after Israel joined the UN, the organization would perhaps like to switch these question marks into exclamation points.
Thank you very much.
As we are obliged to know the facts. Now let's go to see some questions.